Greetings, everybody. This is Father Mike Kuchar. I am excited to be sharing with you all some information about the 10th Eucharistic Congress, and in particular, kind of how we're celebrating things here in Shelby County at St. Joseph and St. Vincent de Paul parishes. And just something to kind of put it in perspective. Well, first of all, I had to tell you, look at this. This is their Criterion from last weekend. And I was so kind of surprised because your humble pastor, am in here 3 times in photos, and then in one time in this beautiful article about Father Paul, which you must read. But everybody take a look here. There is a Eucharistic pilgrimage. This one took place here at St. Joe in 2019. This was when we began our Adoration Chapel on June 23rd that year. So remember, we had a procession leading up to that. There is another photo in here. Here we are. This picture here was from just about a month or 2 ago. And I, as you know, am the vocation director, and I'm also the spiritual advisor of the Charismatic Renewal Apostolic Movement, which is a beautiful diocesan-wide thing for especially with the Hispanic community of our archdiocese. And so we had a beautiful Mass on the Feast of Pentecost, the Solemnity of Pentecost, and then we had a procession afterwards through Indianapolis, and so there we are. And then here, oh my gosh, on the second to last page is 2 years ago when we had a large procession in Indianapolis that Father Jonathan Meyer and I had the joy of helping to coordinate. And so this is awesome. I'm so excited. Why I'm excited is because the Eucharistic revival has been this 3-year thing that has been going on here in the Archdiocese of Indianapolis, but even beyond that, in the entire United States of America. This has been a Eucharistic revival 3 years. Remember, the first year was the parish year, and then we had the diocesan year, and now we are here with the national year, which it's all kind of leading up. All this Eucharistic revival, this 3-year thing, has been leading up to the 10th National Eucharistic Congress that will be taking place in Indianapolis. This is not the end, though. That will not be the end. That's then everybody who attends this Congress, everybody who takes part in these beautiful opportunities for grace, then becomes Eucharistic missionaries. And we are sent out to proclaim the good news that Jesus Christ is the Word made flesh, and He is here. He is alive among us, as John chapter 6 tells us, in the most holy Eucharist. And so the 10th Eucharistic Congress, I made a list here because I thought people might be curious. The first National Eucharistic Congress took place in Washington in 1895. In 1901, we had St. Louis. 1904, New York. 1907, Pittsburgh. 1911, Cincinnati. 1926, Chicago, which was also the 28th International Eucharistic Congress. 1930 was in Omaha. 1935 was in Cleveland. 1938 was in New Orleans. 1941 was in Minneapolis. 1976, so there was a big gap there, Philadelphia. And now, 83 years later, we are having the 10th one. And you notice that for a long time they were kind of closer together. So this is a historic moment. And Pope Francis even said, he made that beautiful statement. He said, this is a huge, huge moment that every Catholic should be a part of in the United States of America. Joanne Calkins, we had her funeral this past week. And her daughter Kathleen brought this to me before the funeral. And Mrs. Calkins had this item from her mom. And you notice that it is in the shape of a monstrance. And it says, Adveniat regnum tuum, which means thy kingdom come. We say that in the Our Father. And the kingdom, of course, of God is coming in and through Jesus in the most blessed sacrament. And then it says here, Eucharistic Congress, Chicago, 1926. So Mrs. Calkin's mom and dad went to this Congress in 1926. So this is awesome. And this is such a great moment. So all 3 years of the Eucharist revival have been kind of crescendoing to this beautiful moment. Another piece that has been happening is that ever since Pentecost of 2024, which was May 19th, starting from 4 different corners of the United States of America, have been 4 Eucharistic pilgrimages, and there are 4 different routes. One started in Texas, one started on the West Coast, one started up north, and one started on the East Coast in Connecticut. The one that started on the East Coast in Connecticut is called the St. Elizabeth right through us. And it's starting New Haven. And of course, we're very close to Annapolis. Right, all 4 of these processions are culminating on Tuesday, July, I don't have my phone, whatever that date is, 17th. No, I don't think it's the 17th. But it might be the 16th. It's the day before the whole thing starts. So then it's the 16th. And it's all coming together. And so the Eucharistic pilgrimage, the St. Elizabeth and Seton route, is coming through here. And we have been chosen. First of all, Indianapolis has been chosen by God to host this 10th Eucharistic Congress in the United States of America. Shelbyville has been chosen by God's grace to be one of all the parishes that are along the way we get chosen. And where they are from before us is Dearborn County at All Saints Parish, and then they come to us, and then they will go from here to Greenfield. From Greenfield to St. Philip Neri's, and from St. Philip Neri's to St. John's in Indianapolis. That's where all 4 are going to be colliding together. And so, all that being said, here's a handout that we're going to share with everybody. And it explains everything that we are doing. Now, as we host this pilgrimage on its way to the Congress, we're doing a few things. The pilgrims, these people, there's priests and religious, seminarians, lay faithful who have been going all the way from Connecticut here since May 19th. And so each way on this pilgrimage, and at each church where they stop, they do a nice long procession. There's testimonials, there's prayer, there's food and celebration, all of those things. And so the pilgrims are going to be arriving here in Shelbyville at 3 p.m. on Thursday, July 11th. Now, I will still be at Brute Days, which ends with 5 o'clock Mass, so I'll be finishing at 6. So that's going to be at 3 p.m. The pilgrims will arrive at St. Vincent, and we hope there will be just a short little procession through the cemetery, and then there will be a brief prayer service in the church. Everybody is welcome there. We'll have some snacks and things for the pilgrims who are along the way. Maybe there are 20 or 30 of these folks. There may even be more. What happens is at each location, the faithful from there kind of join in for the day, but they don't keep going. But I think there's between 30 and 50 folks who are kind of part of this pilgrimage since May 19th from Connecticut. And so when they arrive, not 3 p.m., then they'll take a rest. And then at 7 p.m., I will have returned from Brute Days. And at 7 p.m., at the green space at St. Joe, we will have burgers, hot dogs, the annual ice cream social, Gaga tournament, games, that sort of thing will take place. There will be some music. We'll have a nice time outside with the pilgrims. So we'll get to meet them. We can just talk with them. We can celebrate with them. And it's just going to be a nice time on the green space. At 8:30 p.m., on that Thursday, July 11th, we go into the church, and there will be a couple testimonials from these folks who have been on this procession from the beginning. At 9 p.m., we will start what's called the 40 hours devotion. And you've heard me talk about that before. As a matter of fact, it's been in the bulletin, all sorts of information, the history of it. You can check the bulletin for more on that. It's 40 hours of adoration. So our perpetual adoration chapel here will close. Those hours will take place in the church for 40 hours, starting at 9 p.m. Thursday the 11th of July, going through noon on Saturday. That's 40 hours time where we will be having adoration in church. We would, of course, the people who normally do their hours of adoration then are going to be doing them just in the church, not in the chapel. But we want 10 people. It'd be so nice. It would be a great goal. 10 people per hour. And maybe you say, well, I don't wake up you can wake up in the middle of the night one time. It is okay to come and be with our blessed Lord and to come to be with Jesus. And so it's a beautiful opportunity for grace to be had by all. So 10 people per hour during those 40 hours. This is a way for everybody to get involved. And it's going to be awesome. So then that's going on throughout the night. The pilgrims will stay here. We've got places for them to stay. Then we'll have our normal Friday morning Mass at 8:15, and the pilgrims will be with us. Then we will have a procession, my friends. There we will have a procession. The procession, the route looks like this. We will go out to church, go down Noble. We'll take a left at Washington, go to the city square, kind of take a right there, and then right before whatever that road is there, by Knopf, Walker, we'll go on that. And then we go to Morris, we go around the cemetery, and then we'll go through Kennedy Park and then through Blue River. And that's only about 4 miles, 3.8 miles. And so the bus will be at the end to collect us. We'll have some food and things there as well. But this is the power of everybody of a Eucharistic procession, where we literally, publicly are following Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. We are literally following Jesus. We are making a public display of our faith. And it's not to say, look how great we are. Jesus condemns that practice. It is instead a public profession of we Catholics love God. We love Jesus. And we are so thankful and proud to be Catholic. We want to make a public witness to the world, to the larger community, that this faith is beautiful and it's wonderful, and that God is actually Emmanuel, God with us, that Jesus is actually with us and is here for all. And so it's a time to thank the Lord, to adore the Lord, to honor the Lord, and to follow the Lord, and to take part in a national, but I would say intra-national. This is a thing that Catholics do around the world, but it ties us to heaven, and it's this thing of just being with the Lord, and so it's a way to be part of something so beautiful. And another reason to take part is simply that we have been chosen by God, that we have been chosen to host this, that we want to have a nice representation. So everybody is welcome. Please come. And we'll have this procession, we'll pray, we'll have some songs along the way, and we'll do God glory and honor and praise. That noon on Saturday, the 40 hours ends. So 40 hours, by the way, is going on while this pilgrimage, our local pilgrimage, is happening. And so people will be in the church praying at that time too. So there's by the way, there's a big sign-up sheet in the church where people can sign up for these hours. So then that all is leading up. And then just a few days later, we will have the 10th Eucharistic Congress in Indianapolis. And as you know, several months ago, we started advertising this, and we have between our parishes, between the youth and the adults and everybody, about 30 or so people coming, which I'm pleased. And so it's going to be a great time. I'm going to be driving the bus back and forth every day to the Congress in Indianapolis. And it's just going to be an extraordinary moment. I believe there's going to be about 250 bishops there. There's going to be thousands of priests and religious sisters and nuns and just lay faithful from around the whole country, all connected, all tied together in our worship, our love, our adoration of Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. It is the greatest reality, the greatest thing we have is the Eucharist. And so then we will all go to the Congress and then become Eucharistic missionaries in our own backyards. So I hope everybody, I pray, please take part in at least some of these things, opportunities, 40 hours, please. The Thursday night piece at St. Joe with the cookout testimonials, come. Procession, wouldn't it be nice if we could have 100 or even more people take part in this? It would be extraordinary. Talk about an incredible witness that we can give to everybody here in Shelbyville. God bless you all. Can't wait to see you. God bless.